Roger Williamson, Dutch Grand Prix, 1973. 25 years old. This was only his second Formula One race ever. His family remortgaged their house to fund his career. Lap 8. His car flipped at 140 miles per hour and caught fire. He wasn't knocked out. He wasn't seriously hurt from the impact. He was alive, trapped upside down inside a burning car, screaming for help. David Purley, another driver, did something almost unheard of in motorsport history. He stopped his own race, climbed out of his car, and ran to Roger with his bare hands. He tried to flip the car alone. He couldn't. Marshals arrived. None of them had fireproof suits. One had a fire extinguisher. It lasted 15 seconds. 15 seconds. The other drivers kept racing. They saw Purley running around the car and assumed he was the one who crashed. Nobody stopped. Nobody helped. A fire truck arrived minutes later. Too late. Roger Williamson died. Not from the crash, from the smoke. He was alive. He could have been saved. Result? Fireproof suits and mobile rescue teams became mandatory at every circuit on Earth.
Tom Pryce, South African Grand Prix, 1977. 27 years old, the most naturally gifted driver on the grid. People said he would be world champion. Lap 22, 170 miles per hour. His teammate's car stopped on track ahead. Two marshals ran across the circuit to help. One of them, carrying an 18-kilogram fire extinguisher, misjudged Tom's speed. Tom had less than half a second to react. The marshal was killed instantly on impact. The extinguisher flew into the air and came straight down onto Tom's helmet at 170 miles per hour. Death was instantaneous. His car kept going, driverless until it hit another car in the barrier. Tom Pryce never knew what happened. 1 second he was racing, the next he was gone. Result? Marshals can now only enter the track by direct radio signal from race control. A rule written in blood.
Nikki Lauda, German Grand Prix, 1976. The Nürburgring, 14 miles long, 170 corners, 0 runoff areas. Drivers called it the most dangerous circuit ever built. Before the race, they voted to cancel it. The vote failed by 1. Lap 2, Lauda's Ferrari hit the barriers and caught fire at 150 miles per hour. He was trapped inside for 57 seconds. 57 seconds inside a burning car. 4 other drivers stopped to pull him out. His helmet had to be cut off. His face, ears, and lungs were severely damaged from the heat. 4 doctors told his wife he wouldn't survive the night. A priest read him his last rites. 6 weeks later, Nikki Lauda was back in a Formula One car. His face permanently scarred, his eyelids damaged, his lungs never fully recovered. He went on to lose the championship that year by a single point. 1 point. The man who was read his last rites nearly became world champion the same year. Ayrton Senna, San Marino Grand Prix, 1994. 3 world championships, 65 pole positions, 41 race wins. The greatest driver who ever lived, and everyone in Formula One knew it. That weekend was already cursed. The day before, Roland Ratzenberger had died in qualifying. It was the first F1 fatality in 12 years. Senna was devastated. He reportedly wept in his motorhome. Race day, lap 7. His Williams hit the Tamarello wall at 145 miles per hour. No braking, no swerving, no warning. Cause? A steering column failure. A single small part that had been modified before the race. He had a folded Brazilian flag tucked inside his cockpit, ready to wave after the victory lap. He never got the chance. Ayrton Senna died that afternoon. He was 34 years old. Result? The FIA completely redesigned every barrier, every cockpit, every safety regulation in the history of the sport. One death rebuilt an entire sport.
Jules Bianchi, Japanese Grand Prix, 2014. 25 years old. Ferrari's next great hope, the most talented young driver in Formula One. Heavy rain, lap 44. A car had crashed at turn 7. A recovery vehicle entered the track to remove it. One lap later, Bianchi lost control at the exact same corner. His car went under the recovery vehicle at full speed. The impact registered 254 G, 254 times the force of gravity. His brain was forced forward inside his skull. Bianchi was airlifted to hospital. He never regained consciousness. 9 months later, on July 17, 2015, Jules Bianchi passed away. He was 25 years old. He had never won a Formula One race. Result: the virtual safety car system, which forces every driver to reduce speed simultaneously whenever there is danger on track, was introduced the following season, directly because of Jules.
Fernando Alonso, Australian Grand Prix, 2016. 2 world championships, one of the most complete drivers in the history of the sport. A man who had survived everything Formula One threw at him for 15 years. Lap 1, he was hit from behind at high speed. His McLaren launched into the air, hit the barrier at 180 miles per hour, flipped, rolled, and disintegrated into pieces spread across the track. 18 separate impacts. The car was unrecognizable. Fernando Alonso climbed out and walked away. He walked to the medical center and asked if he could race the next day. 18 impacts, walking, the hands device, the survival cell, the halo concept being developed. 30 years of safety innovation working perfectly in a single moment. Alonso's crash didn't create a new rule. It proved the existing ones were finally working.
Romain Grosjean, Bahrain Grand Prix 2020. Lap 1, 137 miles per hour. A small contact sent his car into the barrier. His car split completely in half on impact. The front half, with Grosjean inside, disappeared through the barrier, which split open like a gate. The entire cockpit was consumed in an intense fireball in under 3 seconds. The safety car was deployed. Marshals rushed to the scene. For 28 seconds, the entire world watched the fire and saw nothing. Then, a hand appeared through the flames. Romain Grosjean pulled himself out of the fire. Burned hands, minor burns on his ankles, nothing else. The halo, the titanium safety bar that drivers complained about for years, that they said was ugly, that they said ruined the look of the car, had deflected the barrier rail away from his head. Without the halo, the rail would have entered the cockpit directly. 28 seconds, 1 piece of titanium, 1 life saved.
Michael Schumacher, the French Alps, December 29, 2013. 7 world championships, 91 race wins, 155 podiums. The most dominant Formula One driver in history. He had retired from racing 2 years earlier. He was skiing with his son in the French Alps. A fall, a rock hidden under the snow. He was wearing a helmet. The impact was still catastrophic. He was airlifted to hospital with severe traumatic brain injury. The helmet had a GoPro camera mounted on it. Investigators said the camera made the impact significantly worse. He was placed in a medically induced coma. Today, more than 10 years later, his condition is a closely guarded secret. His family has released almost no information. The greatest champion Formula One ever produced. and the world still doesn't know if he will ever fully recover. Some finishes don't happen on a racetrack. Roger Williamson, Tom Pryce, Niki Lauda, Ayrton Senna, Jules Bianchi, Fernando Alonso, Romain Grosjean, Michael Schumacher. 8 moments, 8 drivers. Every safety feature you see in Formula One today, the halo, the hands device, the virtual safety car, the fireproof suits, the Marshall protocols, the barrier designs, every single one exists because of these men. The drivers on the grid today are alive because of the ones who weren't so lucky. Subscribe. Next time, we go even deeper.